Hey Davis, nice to meet you last week. This is a video review of your swing. We talked a lot about your pivot in the last lesson. We talked about how your knees tend to moving laterally a long way to the side, and your hips tend to hang back and down. Now, in just talking to you more about this, it just seems to me like you've just got a lot of baseball in your golf swing. So we talked about making some different feels and different changes to make your swing more like a golf swing and less like a baseball swing. The one good thing about the baseball is that you have a lot of dynamic, have a really good coordination, dynamic movement. So this position here is looking a bit funky with some certain positions, but after we make we have about 5 frames here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you look actually really quite good. It's just that it's taking a lot of energy and coordination to get yourself into that position. You do a great job of it. Coming back into impact though, that position here is really good, but because of how you've got there, a few things stop and a few things stall, which gets your hands really tossing at the ball a bit more than what we're after. You can also see when your body moves through, it kind of moves up and holds off, and then it goes through again at the end. So those issues that we've just talked about primarily come from your pivot with your body. So that was our major focus with our lesson last Thursday. So just looking one more time from down the line view, we can see a little bit more from here as well. You can see how your butt sucks in, coming back towards the ball, your knees move towards the ball, then you stick your butt out and you rotate over, everything's moving a bit to the left, stand up out of it, toss your hands in, block your hands off and the follow through. So the focus was on the pivot feel and getting the pivot better for the backswing. So one of the feels we gave you was to get a bit of feeling for your pivot. So we've got you here in setup position. It's actually a little bit more crouched over than what I'd like you to see for a good setup. As you turn back, we can see how now we talked about keeping your legs more firm, that's right leg bracing more, trying to get that sternum, the middle part of your chest here, turning over your right leg, and then turning back through with everything together, coming up and out of the shot. So that does look a lot better. That's more coordinated with what we're after. However, it's still just a little bit contrived. It's going to take some time to get used to it. So we gave you a few different drills to get a feeling for this. This drill was the number one drill we gave you to get a feeling for how to swing the golf club correctly with your pivot. So it was a 5-step drill. So step 1 was to have your left foot go back into a tippy toe position into your setup. Then from there, your weight's balancing entirely on your right foot. Step 2 was to swing back to the top. Next, that was step 3. Step 1 was normal setup. Step 2 was to balance on the right foot. Step 3 was to swing back to the top. Step 4 was to step your left foot out, your left foot planted. Now this is happening all in too much of a motion. We want to try and get everything a little more segmented for this drill. There's lots of reasons why we want it segmented. Step 5 was to swing the club through. You did really well actually with this drill. I think some of that baseball background for you definitely got that club working a little more in sync with what everything else is going on in your swing. So we can see, however, though, when you get to the top up here with this new position, you plant your left foot, everything here gets back into a good position earlier. Looks really good. I'm going to have a look one more time from the rear view. We did give you one other drill on the course, or in your practice rather than the course, in your practice. That was to lift your left heel off the ground. The reason why I wanted to do this, we want to try and get your right leg stronger and bracing. You can still see how here your butt sucks in and moves towards the ball. We need to have your butt sticking out more at the top of the backswing. You can see it start, this is the position we want here. That position you have there with the butt sticking out is exactly what we're trying to achieve with your regular full swing at the top of the backswing. That's what we want to see rather than achieving it on the downswing. It's really cool that you do actually achieve that and get to that position, but we want it more there to start with in the backswing. So that left foot up, the left heel and the left heel up off the ground is going to encourage it to happen. We'll still need to work on this and continue working that backswing feel, but that's the two things I'd really like you to do when you're practicing, and obviously still practice at home and try and get used to that feel. Thanks for listening to everything I had to say of a day 2, Davis. I think you can do well with this game. You're very smart, you have good competitive spirit. It's just up to you how much you want to do it. I know you have other sports you play as well, but you need to be out here doing this stuff out in the golf course and out in the sunshine, away from those computer games. Good luck with the practice.